The neighbour just started mowing his lawn. Unbelievable. Hi, welcome to my World War II rationing videos. This is the first one I've actually managed to get out onto the internet, and I hope you'll bear with me because this did not go how I intended it to at all. It's been a many months to get this out, but I want to get it up to show that I tried my best. So even though it's not as I had pictured, I didn't want to waste the footage I had already filmed. I didn't want to waste the effort that I went through. Yeah, here, I'll let you have at it. Hi, I am hoping to do the World War II UK rations for 12 months, 365 days. And I am also having an added fillip of going a whole year without potato chips / crisps. Yeah, a whole year without potato chips. I don't know if I can do that. I've done it for 100 days before. But this time, yeah, I'm trying a whole year just to make it a little bit more difficult for the rationing. If I was doing my points by lunar months, like the Ministry of Food did, then I'd be having 24 points per month. But as I'm doing my points allocation by calendar month instead, I will have 26 points to play with every month. Lucky me. I am using the points totals from 1942. There is more information about the points totals and all of the information that I've gathered about rationing. It's all on Carolyn Hyland's website, the 1940experiment.com, which I'll put a link to down below in the description. Previously, when I've done rationing, I've been able to use the proper foods, but because of medical and dietary needs, this time I will need to make some adjustments. Adjustments that add a whole another level of difficulty when calculating points and my rations. I find non-dairy cheese not that appetizing and can't stomach it sometimes. So even though I'm using the diabetic cheese ration amount, I'll be eating some of it as soy yogurt, up to the calcium equivalent of cheese. And for actual milk, I'll also be using almond or soy milk and supplement with protein powder as necessary throughout the week to ensure adequate protein and micronutrients. Here's the difference between the non-dairy sources of calcium I'll be using and the dairy sources that are traditionally used. Big difference. So you can see why I'm supplementing as I need to. Now, meat is a confusing one to do with rationing, especially since I don't operate in British pounds. I live in Australia, so I have to convert it not only from 1942 amounts to modern day amounts, I have to then calculate the difference between pounds and Australian dollars. The diabetic amount of 2 shillings 4 pence per week, because meat was allocated by money allowance, not by weight or anything, because they wanted you to buy good sources of meat, but also use the offal and things that were cheaper to help bulk out your ration amount. The 1942 amount for diabetics was 2 shillings and 4 pence, which is equivalent to £3.20 today, or $6.40 Australian. So that's equivalent to 500 grams of chicken thighs per week or 560 grams of pork mince, which I will alternate week about. For dietary reasons, I'll also have 2 fresh fish meals per week because fish wasn't rationed, but it was harder to get once the coastline wasn't as available due to submarines. But I actually live near enough to a lake that has trout in it, so I think that would be a feasible thing for me to be able to just walk down the road and get some trout, even though I'll just buy it from the shop. So yeah, 2 fresh fish meals per week. The bacon and ham will be the same as usual, but I'll use lower sodium products for my health. I've given up. He must be mowing the front and the back lawn. So I've come out for a walk to try and film this B-roll about the chickens. Because the footage I had from back in February has just disappeared. It was the one piece of B-roll I managed to film and it's gone. So here I am in weather and clothing is very different from when I last filmed about this video, but I'm doing the best I can to try and put this video out rather than waste the footage. So, oh, now there's people up ahead and someone's starting a motorbike. Okay, so let's try again. Chickens. I was talking about chickens and eggs. Hello, doggy. Okay. I'm gonna get it out. I promise. I'm gonna get it out. Not quite chickens, but cockatoos having a feast. No matter where I go, it's just noise. Okay, let's try again. What was I even talking about? Eggs. I was talking about eggs. I have definitely come out at the wrong time of night. Oh my God. Okay, eggs. Hopefully this is usable because it's not too windy. Eggs. Eggs in World War II during rationing, and for those of us who follow the rationing diet now, all have the same problem with eggs. There's not enough of them. So once a week you would get one fresh egg, and for a month you would get a packet of 12 dried eggs. So you would have 3 dried eggs per week and 1 fresh egg per week per person. So for those of us like me who live in a country where buying dried eggs is very expensive and not feasible at all, we often switch to 4 fresh eggs per week. Some just go with the 1 fresh egg only. Myself personally, I need the protein because I'm type 2 diabetic, so I go with the 4 eggs. Now, for this challenge, especially since I'm doing it for 12 months, I've decided to introduce a fun element. I can't have my own chickens because renting, and I don't have anybody to care for them. So I'm going to have imaginary chickens. And that's what the dice roll is about. It's a fun way to introduce an element of surprise per week, because chickens don't lay the same every week, not 4 eggs every week, especially not during winter. So yeah, that's my little fun way of adding some element of surprise to the chicken and the egg situation. And this week I was lucky enough to have a good roll. Let me show you that right now. Hey, I got it out. Here's my eggs for the week. 7. Okay, cool. Okay, there's one ration I have neglected to mention, which was the jam ration. In the 1940s, they got a pound of jam for every 2 months. That's 454 grams. Our jam jars don't come in that size, so I'm electing to have 2 smaller jam jar sizes, and unfortunately they don't add up to a pound either. They add up to 650 grams, 645 grams, which is basically a pound and a half. So I'm just taking that for 3 months worth of rations for the jam. So to those of you that have made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. That's an effort on your behalf. As I said, this did not turn out the way I wanted it to, not the way I'd hoped. As you no doubt heard, one of the hardest things for me was reading out what I'd written about the rationing. There's so much information to try and convey, and I hope I did okay. I have some more footage filmed, some more rations. Next week will be week 2. I'm putting up some more recipes, a mince slice, a gamekeeper's pie, which I enjoyed very much. So if you're really interested in that, please stick around. And I'm so sorry this didn't go the way I'd hoped. But thank you again for listening. Thank you very much. I love you. Bye.